Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Artist Podcast. And if you're new here, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We do a lot of interviews today, and this is a special day for this channel because from today, I'm going to start a new series called. So, this series doesn't really have a name, but the idea behind this series is helping some underrated artists from the Roblox Twitter community and outside the Roblox Twitter community really get their way to the people and for people to recognize them in the community. So if you are underrated artist and if you want to get interviewed and make sure your art gets to the people and people see how you work and what do you work, make sure to follow my Twitter account, Artist Podcast. All the podcast related news are updated there, and make sure to tag me on the Twitter for commission sheets so I can review them and maybe you have a chance of getting into this series. And sorry for not posting a lot of interviews because my college life sucks. There have been a lot of studies for me, and yes, I will promise that I will post at least once in 2 weeks. And stay tuned for expert podcasts. Yes, stay tuned for experts podcast coming soon. So, like for the viewers that are watching, who are you and what do you do in the community?
I'm Blate and I make logos and vectors in the community. And I've been doing like logos since 2021 April. That's when I started doing commissions. And I started doing vector commissions like super late, like December or something. That's when I started doing vector commissions. And yeah, now I do both at the same time. And yeah.
So, what is your style of logo design and what do you want to achieve in the future?
The future, I want to achieve something similar to Vexio style, or like I want to achieve Vexios like and blades mixed up. If you know what I'm saying. Uh, like I love Vexio style and I love Hastie's too, but I like Vexios like personally more. And the blade style is also pretty cool, so I want to try and mix up those styles and like try and create something new. You know.
So, as you can see, your recent logo is pretty good. It looks sick. Were there any inspirations and any helps that you got while making the logos?
For this one, there wasn't any inspiration. This wasn't like I just tried out something new, like making a simple logo for the my recent logo, the tapping myth. And for like before making logos, I usually take a diary and then sketch up something for a while. Like most of the time, I do it before I sleep because that's when you mostly have like all the creativity to continue. Like so I do it in the night time and I sketch logos for a long time and I try and make it as creative as possible. Like I put the vector placement and everything and like the sketch really looks really messy on the diary because it's just like what I understand, gonna be a lot of scribbling, but yeah. And then I take like a scanned copy of it, and then I paste it on Photoshop, and then I just look at the references and make the logo.
Yup, that's sick. So, at the end of this year, like, what is your goal and what do you want to achieve? And what are you working for the goals?
At the end of the year, I wanna achieve like I wanna. There's a game I'm working with. It's called the Abyss. Shout out to the Abyss team. It's like a GTA kind of game on Roblox, and I'm the co-owner of it. And the owner is like a friend of mine called Joski, aka Kami. And the game is like the project is super big, and there's a lot of stuff into it. And I'm trying to like the goal is to like publish the game in this year, and let's hope it does really good. And my other goal is also to start making more games myself instead of only focusing on logos for like because logos can't get you that much in life. So I'm gonna try and do something similar to game developing and shit. So yeah. And for the logo part, I hope to get commissioned by like really big games and stuff. Like for example, Pet Cements. I know they're really like hated by the community, but it'd be pretty sick to get a DM from person one day asking for lectures. Like that would blow my mind.
Yep. So, do you have any plans for further expanding your passion of logo design, like into career or mixing your main career into logo design?
I have like a thing for I want to start drawing stuff, and you know how in Vexio's logos he paints the vectors and shit. Like in this one of his other logo, it's like a whole painting behind the logo. It's like a whole ass mountain. I want to learn how to do that shit, and maybe similar to like what Imagine Ryan does. His logos are pretty cool too. I want to learn how to use Illustrator, and I hope to learn how to make logos on tablet by drawing and stuff in the future.
So, before you got into the logo design, what was your actual dream?
Before I got into logo designing, I used to be a builder. My dream was to like um just build maps, but then I also made like UGC concepts, and I tried to get in the UGC program, but then I just understood it's like super hard, and I just gave up on that. And I know Blender a lot, and I can still model stuff. So yeah, I used to build before. I used to make UGC concepts, and from then I found the GFX comment channel. I loved watching their videos, and one day I was just like, okay, I'm gonna start making logos. And then the first software I used for making logos was like Paint.net. It's like a software like that's free, and it's like Photoshop, but then it's just less stuff in it. And then on it, I just couldn't make like stuff that GFX Comet could, so I quit on that software, and then I didn't know what to do for some time. And then I found a website called Photopea, and it's like basically Photoshop, but then it's a website. And I started making logos on that. I made my first logo on that. And then I found a video on how to get Photoshop. So I just got Photoshop and started making my logos.
So, you have been recently blowing up like shit. So, what do you suggest for new designers and new people to really?
If you're like new to the community, you shouldn't start off like even if your like work is super hard. If you put a lot of work into your stuff, even though you do put a lot of work in it, you have to make it cheap. Like when you're beginning, you have to make it super cheap. Like I started logos charging a free. Like I try to get as much followers as I can in the beginning. I made my logos free, and after that I charged 50 Robux and then 100 Robux and then 200 Robux. Like just gradually go up. Even if you put a lot of work into it, as I already said, you need to make it cheap for people to find you. If it's super cheap, then people will find you, and the more demand you get, and then the more higher you price. That's basically it. And even if you charge high, and if someone tells you it's overpriced, just don't care about what they say, because it's your work. You can price them however you want. So there's nothing wrong with charging, I don't know, 3K for some text, because that's your price. If anyone wants to buy it for that price, then let them buy it. That's pretty much it.
So, Blade, go ahead and shout out anyone, any server, and any platform you want in right now.
I shout out the Logoverse server. Just it'll be there in the description if Dilly puts it there. And shout out to the Logoverse staff. They're all super hardworking and they're very dedicated. And shout out to the Abyss team. Shout out to them. Go follow Abyss underscore RBLX on Twitter, because that project is gonna be super big. Let's just hope that happens.
Yep. So, Blade, thank you for
Yeah,
interviewing me. And last question is,
yeah. Thank you for entering me.
The last question is, how do you feel being the first one in this? I introduce smaller artists or artists who are getting started to the people.
Um, I'm proud to be interviewed by someone because I've never gotten interviewed before, and I also got like an opportunity to teach people how to start out with their small accounts. So I'm pretty happy with that. Thank you for interviewing me.
Here, I'm glad to interview you and hope we can get some more guests. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.